I had just returned home from college for a short break. Things felt different now. My dad had remarried while I was away, a woman named Natalie. She was striking, confident, and oddly youthful. She couldn't have been more than a decade older than me. The moment I met her, I felt off balance. She was too charming, too relaxed around me, like she didn't feel the usual boundaries that should exist between a stepson and stepmom. Her outfits often exposed too much, and sometimes I caught her glancing at me when she thought I wasn't looking. At first, I told myself I was imagining it. Maybe I was the one being weird. But then came the moments that couldn't be ignored. She'd brush past me in the kitchen, hand lingering a little longer than needed. Once she walked into my room without knocking, claiming she thought I was out. She didn't leave right away either. She stood there, asked me questions she didn't need to, as if wanting to linger. I tried brushing it off. Still, something about the way she looked at me stayed in my head. A pull I didn't understand. I was aware of how wrong it was, but I couldn't stop wondering if she knew what she was doing. It was late in the evening, and I was in the bathroom, shirt off, brushing my teeth. I'd forgotten to lock the door. Without warning, it opened behind me. I turned, startled, and there was Natalie, wearing only a robe, her hair damp. She paused, then smiled like it was nothing. "Oh, sorry," she said casually, not even pretending to be embarrassed. She didn't close the door immediately. Instead, she leaned slightly against the frame, eyes scanning me. "Didn't think anyone was in here," she added, her tone too light. The robe hung loose, revealing more than it should have. I was frozen, heart pounding, unsure what to do or say. She didn't seem to mind. She looked me in the eyes, then smirked. "You've grown up," she said softly, then finally stepped out and shut the door behind her. I stood there for a while, confused, adrenaline spiking. It wasn't just a mistake. It felt planned, calculated. Later that night, lying in bed, I couldn't shake the image of her, that robe, that look. I knew it crossed a line, but I also knew something had changed. Whatever was between us before had now shifted into something neither of us said aloud. The next few days were tense in a way I couldn't explain. Natalie acted normal, maybe too normal. But I noticed more subtle touches, her hand brushing mine as she passed the remote, the way she'd lean in when talking to me, whispering things that didn't need whispering. One afternoon, with Dad out of town for a few days, she asked if I wanted to hang out and watch something. I said sure, trying to play it casual. We sat close, closer than usual, and when a suggestive scene came on, neither of us reached for the remote. Her hand slowly rested on my knee. I looked at her. She met my gaze without hesitation. "We can keep a secret, right?" she asked, her voice low. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Everything that followed felt inevitable. No planning, no words, just raw, confused emotion and forbidden want. It was fast, intense, wrong in every sense, and yet neither of us stopped. When it was over, she pulled away like nothing had happened, gave me a half smile and said, "Don't overthink it." I sat there, pulse still racing, a storm of guilt rising. I knew what I'd just done, and nothing could undo it. Everything after that felt distorted. She acted like nothing had changed. Around my dad, she was affectionate, laughing, touching his arm, playing the perfect wife. I couldn't look him in the eyes without feeling sick. I avoided being alone with her, but she didn't make it easy. She'd leave notes in my room with smiley faces, whisper things as she passed me, give me looks that said she wasn't finished. I felt trapped between guilt and temptation, unsure how I ever let it happen in the first place. One night I heard her on the phone in the kitchen, her voice low but clear. "He actually thinks it meant something," she said, then laughed. My stomach dropped. She wasn't talking about my dad. She was talking about me. I realized she played me from the start, maybe out of boredom, maybe to get back at him, or maybe just because she could. Whatever the reason, I was just a means to something else. I didn't confront her. What would I even say? I just kept the secret buried. No one ever found out, but the weight of it stayed. She still walks past me with that same smile, but I don't smile back anymore.